Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be talking about how week 37 went for me. Last week I posted week 36, so you guys check it out if you have not. I'm very close to my due date. I only have 2 weeks to go. I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys. It's just how I've been feeling for the past week. I am 38 weeks today. So 37 weeks was pretty cool. I will say that just a couple of nights ago, I was experiencing some Braxton Hicks, and they were really strong Braxton Hicks. Now I've had them throughout my pregnancy, but this was like, am I going into labor? Late at night around 2 a.m., my stomach just kept tightening up and getting really hard and then releasing. And then it would do that literally every 5 or 6 minutes, and it would last for about 30 seconds. So I'm like, okay. It happened for about maybe 30 minutes. And then I was like, well, let me track this. Well, my doctor said if I feel like I'm going into labor or having any kind of symptoms that are, just different, to just give them a call to see if I need to go to the hospital. After 30 minutes goes by, I just decided like, okay, let me go ahead and track this. So that's how I found out, okay, this is happening every 5 to 6 minutes. It's lasting for about 30 seconds, and I did it for an hour straight. I'm just like, oh my God, I think this is happening. So I just kind of like lay down. It could be just Braxton Hicks, and you don't want to go to the hospital too early. You don't want to spend like all this time at the hospital when you can be, for me, I would like to take a shower and just like get myself a little bit together before I go to the hospital, especially if I don't have to be at the hospital. So it was kind of like, okay, let me just chill. Let me try to take in another hour, and then if I'm experiencing any pains or anything like that, then I'll call my doctor and let her know. After an hour, I just kind of laid there. It happened for another hour, and I'm like, okay. And then finally it stopped, and then I was able to fall asleep. So I woke up the next morning, and my head was kind of hurting a little bit. But the Braxton Hicks had stopped, and then that's how I knew, okay, my body is preparing itself for labor. And I think those are just triggers, like get yourself ready. It may come in a couple of days, it may come in a couple of hours, it may come in the next couple of weeks, but your body's preparing itself for labor. So really crazy. That was the only thing I've experienced in week 37 that was certainly different throughout this entire pregnancy. Again, I've had Braxton Hicks throughout my pregnancy, but this was like, girl, are you going into labor? But now, like, I'm super ready. I have my hospital bag packed and everything that I need. So today, in this video, I will be just showing you guys how to make padsicles. If you've never heard of padsicles, basically they're postpartum pads that you use after you have your baby. If you're having a vaginal delivery, they're supposed to help you heal a little bit quicker, soothe down there. It's very uncomfortable, I'm sure, after popping out a baby. And I'm a first-time mom, so I did a lot of research, and I'm just trying to make sure that I do all the things that I can to make sure that I'm comfortable and, able to kind of move around a little bit more and just not freak out about what's going on down there and just being in so much pain. I kind of want to enjoy, I obviously want to enjoy my time with Zari as much as possible, because another thing is I feel like a lot of people don't speak about postpartum as much as they should, especially when it comes to being that first time mom and not knowing what to expect. I just do all this research, and I'm like, I just want to know what it's like. What are the things that I'm gonna need? I don't want to have to leave the hospital and then have to send my husband to the store to go grab these things. And I found out that padsicles was something that is like a must-have for moms. There's many ways you can make them, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys one that I see that's more common that I've heard works. Definitely want to, again, prepare myself and just be ready. Yeah. And then they give you a lot of things at the hospital too that'll help, that down there area, which is great. But I just went out to the stores and got those similar things, and then just took advice off of watching other people's videos, and then just, trying to do it for myself so that when I come home, I'm a little more prepared. And with all this research out here and everything being so different now, I mean, I just had to share this with you guys. And this is me 2 weeks before my due date. I will certainly make a follow-up video for you guys so you guys know how those postpartum padsicles worked out. What you want to do is you want to get your pad. The one that I decided to go ahead and use for now, I am going to go to the store and get bigger ones, because I heard that like when you first have your baby, you're going to need like the huge maxi pads. But for now, this is what I got, because like I said, just kind of like getting information here and there. I realized that I got the pads and they maybe a little bit smaller, maybe kind of like a couple of weeks down the line you want to use these, but either way you can get big maxi pads to do this. But these are the ones I got, It's through the Honey Pot brand, which is actually a really great brand, you guys. Like, really check it out. It's called Honey Pot Company, and they're organic postpartum herbal infused pad with wings. So they have mint, lavender, and aloe on the pad. So they're infused in the pad. And if you look at the bottom here, it says smoothing ice pad. So you can spray with water or witch hazel. You want to wrap it in parchment paper, or honestly you can just like open the pad, you know, spray the witch hazel or put water on it and then close it back when you're done. You freeze it for 4 hours, then you apply the pad to your panties. When you need them, you just take them out the freezer, you put them on your postpartum overnight underwears, or if you just have, you know, underwear that they will give you at the hospital, I heard, you can just put them on your pad and they work perfect. So these are the ones I actually have. You can get them at just about any drugstore. They're called Always Easy Period Underwear, and they're great. I heard, like, these are a must-have because yes, the hospital will give you postpartum underwear, but like I said, I like to be prepared and have my own things as well. So I did go ahead and get some, and they're huge, and they actually, like, obviously have the pads inside of them already, which is great. I am going to go ahead and show you guys how I've been making the padsicles. I have my pads from Honey Pot, and then I have Tux. Tux is a medicated cooling pad. It is for hemorrhoids, and it has witch hazel on it, but I heard they're like really good and they're legit a must-have. So Tux, I was like, well, let me try this out because if everyone's saying it's good, and let me just check it out. You basically just put this on your pad and you put like 3 of them on there, and they're like, they look like little cucumbers, and then you fold your pad up and put it in the freezer. Now I decided, just after looking around, to also go with the lavender. I know the Honey Pot Company already has lavender infused inside of the pad, but you don't use Honey Pot and you're just using like normal maxi pads, that's perfectly fine. But get essential oil that's lavender, so that you can put a couple of drops on the pad and just kind of rub it around a little bit, because certainly heard that lavender essential oil really helps a lot. This pad is supposed to help with soothing and pain and just making you heal a little bit quicker. I heard you bleed a lot after you give birth, which is quite normal. And then another product that I use on my pads is the aloe vera gel, which is awesome. What you want to make sure is pure 100% aloe vera gel. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to make it. So first I start off with the aloe vera gel, and I just squeeze it here onto the pad, and then I just take a spoon and just rub it into the pad. And I make sure that I get all around. You don't want to put too much, but you don't want to put too little. And then you want to take your essential lavender oil, and you just want to dab it onto the pad. And then again, you can smooth it out. We're going to use the Tux that I was talking about, the medicated cooling pads. And you just want to take 3 of these and you want to spread it onto the pad. And they're really thin, so you just want to put 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. You just literally take this, put the flaps back on, and then you'll just fold it. And then it's ready to go into the freezer. Again, you just freeze them for about 4 hours, but I'm making a full pack of them. So when we come back from the hospital, I already have them ready to go. So that is how I'm making my padsicles. Again, if you don't have the Honey Pot brand, which already has a witch hazel infused inside of the pad, then you can just get 100% pure witch hazel, and then just kind of put the gel on first, and then you put the witch hazel on the pad, then you do your lavender. And same thing if you don't have Tux, because Tux have witch hazel in it. That's why I didn't put witch hazel on them. So yeah, that's how I do it, and I will let you guys know how it turns out once I actually get to use them. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, just go ahead and make sure you comment, leave any kind of
advice or anything. Again, I'm like literally have 2 weeks to go before the baby comes. So just let me know, you guys. I'll see you at the next video.